Hey guys, Matt here. Today I'm going to be talking about the 6 biggest mistakes you can make your first year hosting on Airbnb. The first mistake is not cleaning it yourself when you're getting started. Not only are you saving money and also bringing in that extra cleaning fee yourself, but you're figuring out the most efficient way and procedures for cleaning your property so that when you do bring someone on later on, whether it's a crew or an individual cleaning person to clean the property, you have specific guidelines and procedures for how you can let them know you want it done. And that makes the whole process of outsourcing it much simpler and much more scalable. The second mistake is furnishing the property with any furniture and items that you have laying around. So it's really important when doing anything to have intention behind it, and people can tell, especially guests, when they're checking into an Airbnb and it looks like you furnished the whole property with all the furniture that you found on Facebook Marketplace that was for free or for cheap, and it doesn't go together or it doesn't have one common centric theme to it. Now this is the situation where spending just a little bit more right out of the gate to get your property set up is really going to pay off in the long run. With your photos on the property, with the reviews on the property, people commenting on how beautifully designed it is and decorated, that goes a lot farther than people commenting and saying, yeah, every plate was a different color, there's 6 different pieces of furniture, all different materials and colors. And it looks like they got a beat up old couch they found on the side of the road. The third mistake is not outsourcing. What do I mean by this? Well, I'll tell you a story. My first year Airbnb was crazy. On top of working a full-time job, I was also going and cleaning this Airbnb 3-bedroom, 2-bath property 3 to 6 times a week. So that would take me, not an experienced cleaner by any means, 2 to 3 hours per week because I want to make sure everything was spotless and perfect. Whereas if you hire a professional cleaning crew or cleaning person, they can come in and do an equivalent job much faster and for much cheaper. So outsource your cleaning, your client check-ins, things like that as fast as possible, because if you are planning on having 10, 20, 30 Airbnbs, honestly, even any more than 5 or 6, it's going to be unrealistic for you to be the one personally cleaning them all yourself. Find the areas where your time is worth the most. And if there's something that someone else can do better than you, it's worth paying them to do it. So a better job is done and more quickly, so you can spend your time focusing on those income generating activities. Number 4, I learned this one the hard way, and that's not providing both physical and digital copies of the house rules and policies. So it's more common than you think that there's a corporate entity or a boss person, someone in charge, booking the Airbnb on behalf of workers, family, friends, crews coming in town to do a job or stay for the weekend. And the people who are actually staying there, they don't see the house rules on the Airbnb app where they're supposed to be listed. My recommendation is putting together a binder with all the house policies and rules and leaving it somewhere like the counter so that anyone who's checking in, they see it, it's easy to find, has everything they need to know from local spots to eat, the house policies, the cost of things to replace if they should steal them, which does happen, and other policies that you think are important for them to know. The 5th mistake is not over communicating or just not communicating enough with your guests. And regardless of how you think it's going, it's always better to be safe and check in with those guests, make sure they got there safely, make sure they're enjoying their stay a couple days in if they're there for a longer stay. And throughout the stay, seeing if there's anything that they need, anything that you can do to make it more enjoyable and more pleasant. And that's really going to get those ratings to go from 4, 3 stars up to 5 consistently for everything across the board. So the 6th and final mistake is one I learned the hard way after my very first guest, which I would guess is probably not too common for this to happen, but got there and all of the brand new and full large shampoo, conditioner, body wash, lotions, hand soaps, everything after a one-night stay had been completely emptied. And unless they were drinking body wash, I have a feeling that they probably emptied it into something they could take with them. So this was a surprise to me. I don't think it's super common for that to happen, especially with your first guest. But just in case, we went ahead and installed a lock on the hallway closet. That way we could have extra toilet paper, extra towels, soap, detergent, body wash, lotion, everything like that, just in case something like that does happen and catches us or our cleaning crews off guard. And we can quickly and easily replace those. That way, if there's a quick turn between guests, like 2 or 3 hours, we're ready to go and not scrambling to go to a store and try and track all those things down last minute. So I hope these tips helped you and they help shorten your learning curve to becoming a SuperHost your first year hosting Airbnb. As always, thank you for watching. As you can probably tell, I'm still figuring out my upload schedule, and right now it's looking like it's probably going to be mostly Mondays in the evenings is what it's looking like, but we're going to continue to adjust. We've got the twins coming soon, so we'll have a full house, and I'm sure there's going to be some breaks in the uploads, but I'm going to do my best to be as consistent as possible and keep putting out content for you guys.